Now, when we're working on our jump to handstand or our press to handstand, what's very common is that the position goes a little bit too sideways, meaning that our legs go this direction, our head and our shoulders go this way too much. And to make it cleaner and more efficient, we eventually want it to be way more stacked. So we don't want it to look like this. We want it to look more like this. Now, a fantastic drill to work on that once you have the thing. Once you have the jump, once you have the press, we can use this drill, but don't use this if you don't have the thing. Because if you make it too strict when you're learning it, you're more than likely going to take much longer to get the thing you're working towards, or even worse, you give up before you get it. So allow your first jump to handstand to be a little bit ugly, allow your first press to handstand to be a little bit ugly, and then once you have it, do this sort of thing that I'm going to show you today to clean it up and make it look pretty. So probably the best thing you can use for this is something soft and something big. And then we need to have a consistent base or consistent point or marker where we put our fingers. So I'm going to use this line here to put the base of my palm on, and then I'm going to put this in the way. So it's here. So I'm in this position now, and this is my window that I have to work in. Now if I go through my jump, if I kick the mat over, that means that I'm jumping backwards with my legs, going around the outside. I want to jump up and out, not up and backwards. So if I needed to, then I could open this up a little bit wider, not make it quite so hard, and then really focus on when I jump to take the legs around the outside, and the same on the way back down, so I don't touch this. And a lot of the time you can actually do that, you just haven't been challenging yourself to work in that small position. But be very careful with this that you don't go too close, and even though you might be able to get it, you're actually making it so much harder than it needs to be, and you take away from the graceful movement and actually make it worse in the opposite direction. So you need to find just that right window to work in so that you can come up and down and make it look good and feel good without going too crazy. Now we could use the wall, so I could go in this position here, exactly the same, and if I hit the wall, I know I'm too close. But I would only use the wall if you're moving slowly through the movements. But I'd only use the wall if you're moving slowly through the pathway. You don't want to be hitting this hard, especially if you're training bare feet. Now this drill is not only good for the going up, the concentric, it's also really good for cleaning up eccentrics. Because with the eccentric, you tend to have way more control. So I can make this really hard for myself here and come down very, very slowly and really work on compressing everything together where I don't touch the mat. And we could do exactly the same with stool to press. I'm going to cheat a little bit and use these P-bars, but the idea is exactly the same. But now I'm going to start in my straddle L-sit position. I have the limited range because of the mats. Look, I just touched it with that right foot. Now I'm going to see if I can get through on that eccentric, which I did. But that was quite challenging. So that's a really good drill for me to try and tidy up that position. But it's going to take a little bit of experimenting in terms of what distance you can use. And obviously you can only use where you can balance, and you can only use the range of motion that you have from your current flexibility. If you're still learning to jump to handstand, check out this video. If you're learning to press to handstand, check out this video. If you're after coaching, check out my website, www.paultwyman.com.au, and I'll speak to you in the next one.